So then what we're gonna do is start with the planning administrator's update.
Sure. Oh yeah, so I should mention it's our CPC meeting of March 18th. Just the real one update that I have is just as a follow-up to our last meeting, Dave and Jeff had asked that we had the town council opinion regarding the submittal of articles about a majority of the CPC. So just following up on that, we did hear from town council, and if a majority of the CPC doesn't want to sponsor an article, then they're not really the sponsor. So based on that, I did not submit the articles on behalf of the CPC. I gave, Dave the opinion that he had requested. He is welcome to, or anyone else is welcome to bring those articles to the select board and ask them for their consideration for sponsorship if they choose, because they can put an article on at any time before the warrant is signed. So that's where I left it. I don't really have any update. I don't know what he decided to do on that. But I just wanted to let you know, since since our last meeting, that those articles were not submitted on behalf of the CPC.
Okay, so it was not submitted, and that is in regards to the MBTA 3A, right?
Right. So they're not submitted on behalf of the CPC.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the other part of that is we had also discussed that I would send a letter to the property owners, just letting them know that the idea was being discussed. I can still do that. I've drafted it. Based on the uncertainty, I wasn't sure if I should actually send it, but what I will do is I can have the letter just say, this is something to be discussed on April 1st. I didn't put anything in the letter about, it's been submitted for inclusion in the warrant, just that it's discussion and that it's not been determined if it's going to be on a warrant in the future. If that's okay with you, I'll just send it, and that way we can be free to have the discussion on April 1st. The property owners will know, and we're not under any particular
Okay. Is
obligation.
that our next meeting, April 1st?
That's our next meeting. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that's really my only update since we just saw each other last week. So
Okay. What, 7:15 is our meeting?
7:15. Yeah.
Yeah. 5 more minutes. Okay.
I'm sorry, Warren, did for the Walmart, and I'm just curious, so they submitted everything that they needed to so that we okay. Okay,
yeah, I
that's
asked about the letter, and Danielle sent me a yes that they did.
Okay, that's what I figured anyways, but I just want to double check.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did it a lot earlier than you, that's all.
Usually,
because I wasn't going to put us all through this if we hadn't got the letter. What would be the point?
Usually we make sure they have that before we even put something on an agenda, but I didn't realize it was just Walmart's permission we had and not the owner, RK. So we know, but yes, RK sent an email, acknowledging the application and saying that they were, fine with it being inside the garden center and everything. So.
Well, the only other thing on that, well, I suppose we shouldn't discuss it now. I guess we can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then anything else? Yeah, we didn't have minutes. We didn't have ZBA stuff. I think if there's any other update on anything. Yeah,
I see in the paper that Dave and his wife pulled their papers, but neither one of them had turned in last I saw.
I think the deadline's not till, when's the deadline? The 21st?
18th.
Today.
Oh, today. I didn't check with the town clerk today. Actually, didn't realize the deadline was today. I did not check with the town clerk today to see the final, list of people who have returned papers.
Yeah. Well, they sent it to you, they told me a couple times to make sure because I went on vacation kind of in the middle and I hadn't turned my papers in when I went on vacation. They're like, are you going to be able to get this done in time? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, usually I
mine in on Monday, so I had 75 signatures, so you got to get that many to make sure you get 50 good ones.
In case someone has bad handwriting.
Yeah, when I submitted mine, Warren, I had 162 signatures. I want to make sure I was going to go
You didn't
through.
trust some of them people, Jeff.
That's it. I had to make sure I got it.
And it's kind of funny in a way, but people get so excited to support you that even though they're not a registered voter, they want to sign your paper. So you probably
That's awesome.
Know that.
Yeah, everybody sign it. Screw it, right?
Yeah, they're such a hurry to be part of this the the groups, support, your support group, that they like, you gotta make sure you ask them that question because they'll sign anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then the town clerk says, "Oh, Daffy Duck, you're not a registered voter."
Yeah, I know it, right? Yeah,
They're not a
again.
registered voter, yeah, yeah. But you gotta wait, obviously I've done this a number of times and the standard was get 75 signatures. If you have 75, there's a good chance of getting 50 good ones.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I know
good.
mine are already certified, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
already
good.
got my response from the town saying I'm certified that I'm on the ballot, so.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about that, but I'll take your word for it, okay?
It is good. It's good. I mean, what would you do, Warren, if you weren't doing this?
Yeah, I think that's what my wife said.
You go out of your mind. You go out, oh, I
Yeah,
saw
you'd
where I
read the
was,
paper, you'd be tearing it up and throwing things around, I don't
oh,
know.
yeah, yeah, for sure. When I was over at the church mistakenly, because I had the wrong address, I was looking at the new van. The new van was over there, the transport van.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty sharp. That's pretty nice.
yep.
Yeah, and they were pretty busy. That was Monday morning.
The
Maybe
food
like,
pantry?
yeah.
The food pantry is always, Monday is food pantry day, so that's the busiest day.
Okay, yeah, they were busy. It was like a beehive over there. It was great,
Yep, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah,
Great
yeah.
service, you guys
Did a lot
involved.
of work. I did a lot of helped a lot, did a bunch of work on that myself, so
Uh,
help get it
nice, yeah.
all,
I go, oh,
especially
this is the fan he was talking about. This is the thing he's been talking about for 3 years, screaming and yelling. But it's great. I mean, it's fantastic.
they service a lot of people and and I'll tell you, sometimes it hits home when I especially go by there in the middle of the winter for something. I go there, it's 12 degrees out and all those volunteers are out there going back and forth, bringing stuff to the cars for the older people who can't, it was too cold for them, And those
Yes, great.
volunteers, I don't know, you gotta love them.
Yeah, fantastic. I
They
just was
just,
like,
it's
wow,
just
this is a
amazing.
really, and the way they do it in the parking lot, and they have like everybody, they put the number on the top, the car
Yeah,
pulls in.
yeah,
It's so organized. I'm like,
yeah,
you
they
guys
do
want a job?
a
I can
good
use some
job.
organized people in my company.
Yeah, don't be taking those food pantry people.
Oh God, I'm telling
All
you.
right, well,
But
it's
yeah,
7:15, so I guess I'd like to move along with this. So just a quick thing I was gonna say before is I was a little concerned. I mean, it looks like a brick wall there, but it doesn't look like very strong brick wall. I just would want to make sure that there's enough resilience there to sustain a hit of some kind, because there are no bollards there now. It's just that concrete wall, just that block wall, those bricks. And then there's some stuff behind it, but I'm not sure what you know, what its capacity for impact is. That was the only thing I was concerned about, so. um, But it is a brick, it is a brick, so we have you're the proponent on this, or unmute yourself.
It's me. I measured the wall. I don't know if I know like when we spoke last week, a couple of you were saying you'd try and get a chance to come down and take a look at it. I measured it, it's about 15, almost 16 inches thick of brick. And it goes up and it looks like it's actually even part of like the structure at a certain point where it
Right,
meets the
right,
building. So
right,
I think it's relatively sturdy there. Yeah, obviously, ultimately, it's your decision whether or not you think, and of course there's a sidewalk as well, so they'd have to launch several
right,
feet into the wall and still have enough momentum to keep going. So,
yeah,
we figured inside would be pretty safe, but
okay.
if you had any concerns or wanted
Yeah,
us to place it
I didn't
somewhere
see how far
else,
it went on the inside, so that's helpful to know that there's that much brick there, so.
yeah.
So I don't think there are any other issues that unless you gentlemen have something you'd like to talk about on this. Um,
um,
you
so
good with
so
it?
yeah, Warren.
Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
So the bollards that you know how like they usually put them out front of like a store
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. I mean, is it much of an issue to do something like that, or do we make other um, businesses that have like these types of like what do we do at Stop and Shop, or how do we?
I don't think you or I are really qualified, well, I know I'm not, to
Yeah, I'm not
actually,
either,
I
but I'm
mean,
just
I do a
asking
lot
a
of
question.
construction and I've done a lot of stuff, obviously, but I don't think we're qualified to say if that wall, to certify that that wall is strong enough. However, I've seen plenty of places with bollards where the trucks hit them and knock the bollard right over. So there's a there's a limit for everything, you know.
Right,
And
right.
maybe that much brick will hold something back better than a bollard, you know. I mean, that was what I was just wondering.
Okay. Okay, so then, I mean, not really necessary, or, you know,
The only way we could be sure that would be to have a peer review engineer look at it and say, yes, it's okay, or no, it's not. So
oh, okay. Yeah, I
if we
mean,
don't, if we don't end up with Max by half past, then we're probably not gonna see him.
If so, at this point, we only have 3 members, so
Yeah.
we would need to continue it to the
Right.
next meeting, and we would not be able to vote. Did you want
Right.
to discuss some, any, Edward, I don't know if it's a possibility to have to make arrangements for placement of some bollards or,
We can, I mean, I can
Good
discuss
balls
that with
in.
the property manager, but I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not sure if, I mean, we could look at that. It would be
Mhm.
bollards basically on the other side of the brick before the
Yeah.
tank, I guess.
Yeah, putting bollards in isn't really that big of a deal. You bore a good sized hole and you put a concrete bollard in, you know, and a lot of times the bollard itself isn't that big around. It's like the size of a lally column, and then it's got a plastic coating over it to absorb part of the initial impact. So they're not really hard, but then you're kind of stuck with what the structural integrity of the ground underneath it is before the bollard leans over, and it's not really, you know, so that's kind of an elaborate thing. And that wall, that brick wall, you know, it does appear, like I said, I didn't know how thick it was, but it does appear to be fairly structural. So you got any?
And if you don't mind, I mean, I will say, I know that about, like I said, last week, about 10 years ago or so, we'd had propane inside of that fence before, inside of that
Yep.
brick wall before. So I don't know if we'd already had like a structural engineer come and take a look at it. I do know that I think the propane was actually up against the building. Where I think there actually are bollards right there. That's the gate that opens up into our garden center.
Right.
So that, I mean, if I'm not saying that's the proposal because I haven't talked to the property manager about it. But if that moves the needle at all, it would be underneath an awning though, so I would think that maybe that might be an issue. Where we were planning to put it was open air, so if anything happened, it would be,
Yeah, I
you know,
think you want that. Well, you're not filling them though. All you are is you're taking already filled tanks and swapping an empty one for a full one. So it's not
right.
like you're filling them. So,
Right.
I don't know. What do you think, Jeff?
Make the most of it. Especially if
I think that, honestly, so one thing about like the overhang that you're talking about, Ed, is um, the nature of propane is to fall.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't even know that if anything, that's more protective to like
Yeah. Yeah.
rusting issues. I don't even think that's going to be an
Yeah.
issue, but, um, um, I just think, to me, everything looks good. I
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
really, I mean, I can't really pick
I had to
anything.
feel the same way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pick anything apart. I can't see any other like safety factor that I think would be an issue, especially, I mean, if that building in that section, um, you know, was already approved at one point when it was first put in, and when it was built, and that was already there. What they're asking to do now is not nearly as egregious, I don't think.
Right.
Um, then, you know, so I really don't have a problem at all with it. I really don't, you know.
All right. Ed, what do you have any comments on it?
Not really. I mean, I have the same concerns that you guys, whether that wall would stop a car, but, again, that's beyond my expertise I'm not a contractor or structural
Right.
engineer.
Oh, shucks. We were hoping you were.
Yeah, well, you're out of luck. So, I mean, I mean, in general, I'm okay with it. My concern is just like everybody else, just, the safety of a car going over the, hitting that wall.
Mm.
And I have a question too. Did has there ever been any recorded incidents in that corner of the building? Did you look into that?
Not that I know of, not that I can, I don't think I would have a good paper trail of that.
Okay.
When I
There
took
are
a look at it,
managers
it
and
all looks
whatnot.
like original.
Yeah, but it all
Mhm.
looks like, I mean, if you walk it, if there were a dent at any time or reworking at any time, you'd be able to tell, especially because of the giant columns that go up. Like if
Mhm.
that had ever been taken out, you'd be able to tell.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really don't have a problem with it. I really don't. And yeah, especially with just a swap out. You're just swapping out canisters. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's just
Half the
so
time they're going to be
minor.
empty anyway.
Yeah, it's just really, yeah. Oh, so that's a question for you. So you're taking in the empties and um, you're gonna have a company come in and drop all the, okay. Um, is that something that company's gonna do um, without anybody from Walmart being there? Or is that like, are you guys just like, they're gonna do their thing and we're all set? Or is this something where you guys gonna have an employee out there kind of just monitoring a little bit of what's going
On a
on?
scheduled
I'm just
rotation.
curious.
On a scheduled
So
rotation of some kind.
most stores will be a scheduled thing, especially when they're like out front on the sidewalk. They can just kind of go in, do it. We don't even have to necessarily know about it. It's a
Okay.
little bit different depending on the lock, whether or not they've got a key. Sometimes if they will ask the store to open it. In our
Uh,
case, because the only way in or out, and this is why initially we just wanted it on the sidewalk, is that they would have to go into the store
uh,
and then find an associate and go through the store. So we didn't want to run the risk of propane going into the store, but that gate right there, as long as they can get with an associate, we can just open that gate, let them in, do it the same way. And then we would have an associate present there just because of the lock.
oh, I gotcha. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was gonna be like the Wild West, you know what I mean?
No,
Trucks just
hope
pulling
not.
up, slinging canisters around and
Just throwing
oh,
propane. No, yeah. Shouldn't be.
yeah. Yeah.
All
But
right. Well, I don't know what to, it looks like we're not gonna get Max.
uh,
Uh, Perhaps we should, what would you like, what's your pleasure there? Should we wait till half past and then try to, then just put it off till the first? Danielle, what do you think?
Oh, I'm sure, I certainly don't have a problem with, waiting till 7:30 to see if Max can hop on. It's up to you.
um, so he well, I'm assuming he was notified, right?
Oh, yeah, I talked to him yesterday about the whole thing. I told him that he needed to, in order to vote, he needed to review the minutes and everything for the meeting so that he was on board with everything, because that's kind of like the requirement. That
Right.
he updates himself on the whole thing, and because he'd missed the meetings.
I
Okay.
did send the recording link, so, because
What was that?
minutes aren't ready. I did send the link to him of the recording, because the
Right.
minutes aren't ready, but the recording is of the meeting, so.
Right. And I encouraged him to review that to make sure he was up to date.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. I know the kid's running all over the place. He's a busy guy. I know. It's tough sometimes. I personally, how old is Max? 25?
30,
How
yeah,
old?
maybe 30, I don't know.
Oh, he's 30? Okay. He's a little older than I thought. I thought he was a lot younger than that, actually.
No,
Um,
he's been around.
what were you doing when you were 30, Warren?
I can't say.
Top
It's being
secret.
recorded.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah,
I
this
did
is
have a leather-
record.
I did
Yeah.
have a leather jacket and a motorcycle, I will say that.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go, right? So
Gotta watch the statute of limitations.
That's right.
Right,
I know it,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Yep,
Exactly.
I know it. But I mean, oh no, 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 no. I can't take any phone calls. Yeah, I gotta turn this foolish thing off. I forgot I was in a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
So can I just be mildly curious? Just like just me. I mean, so is this a 5-person body? So these kind of things are like not a simple majority? Is it like
Anything
4/5 or how does that normally?
anything that's a special permit, which this is, requires 4 of the 5s. or
4 of the 5?
4
Okay,
people. Yeah.
that makes sense. That's what I figured.
Over the last few years, we've had a bit of difficulty with that. It's way too many meetings where some of the other people that used to be on the board didn't show up. And with no notice and nothing, so it's been frustrating. And one of the reasons
Right.
we were happy to have Ed Sheehan on is because he actually came to meetings before he was even on the board. So the day he
Yeah.
first came to the meeting, he was pretty much right up to date, which was very unusual, and we appreciated it.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Thank you.
You earned it.
Yeah, I appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah, okay. Well, does anybody see the splashdown of our astronauts?
Yeah, that was
No,
awesome.
did they made it back?
Yeah, but the most interesting thing about it was, once the capsule had been, it takes them a while to get the ship over to get the capsule. It takes them a while, almost an hour or whatever. In the meantime, after the capsule had been down for a little while, it was surrounded with dolphins.
Yeah, wasn't that cool?
Well, it was the coolest thing. Dolphins all around it, going around the capsule, just.
Yeah, it was
And
amazing.
then the boat, the little boat, he was like, he didn't know what to do because he didn't want to hit them. And they were around, they were like protecting they were all around the capsule, like protecting it. It was pretty
It was cool.
pretty cool. It was
Oh,
really
wow,
cool.
that's
I'm like,
that's really nice.
those are dolphins. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things splashed down. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
Let's go check it out.
of course, the news people say, look, the dolphins came to welcome them home.
Yeah,
But it was, I mean, how'd they know? How did they know? It's just amazing.
it is amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty
It was
fun
really
to
cool.
watch.
Yeah, you're probably gonna see that loop. You're gonna see that a
That
million.
loop, yep.
Yeah, it was really unique. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I was pretty surprised.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
they
those poor
certainly
people being
showed
stuck
up.
there for 9
They
months.
showed up, and there was a lot of them too. They showed up in force.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, Warren, you got 7:30 barking at you right now, buddy.
yeah, I know, and you got stuff to do, huh?
I do. Yeah, I do.
I could tell.
Yeah.
You have that, I need to go get something done look on you about you, so.
I always have that look.
I
Oh,
always
I
have
see.
that look.
Well, yeah, well, you're a mom, so yeah, of course.
Permanent looks.
Yeah, never ending
Yeah, I think
cycle.
Randy-
I do
Yeah.
too. I always got stuff. I got a lot of stuff coming up too, so.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
So we're gonna do a continuance, I guess, Warren? Is that what we're
I
gonna do?
guess, do we have a continuous motion in there? I didn't, print out my motions.
I'm not sure that we do. I can just make a motion. If someone wants to actually make the motion, I'll say, I move that the CPC vote to continue the public hearing for 72 Main Street till the
April 1st.
1st of April at, should we say 7:15?
Okay,
Let's say
Sure.
7:15.
Oh, so it's pretty early. We could just get rid of, like, quickly deal
Yeah.
with it and do the
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
just right through.
in the meantime, I'll go back over and take a quick look at that wall, just to make sure I'm happy with it. And if I see anything at all, I'll tell you, Danielle, you can communicate it.
Sure, I can do that. No
Okay?
problem.
And then, because I, like I said, I think we're pretty much all set with this, so. Okay,
All right.
thank you very much for showing up and keeping us informed.
Of course, thank you.
Yep.
Well, good night, guys.
Good night.
Okay, yep.
Oh, I think you want to vote to actually continue it.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I have a vote. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, no.
Someone should
make
make
the
that motion.
You make the motion, Jeff.
I just
No, just
did.
say so moved. Just say so moved.
Someone should say so moved.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
And Ed, you want to second that motion?
I'll second that. Yep.
Good deal. We got it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ed. Whew, I didn't think I was gonna get out of here.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll do a roll call vote because it's Zoom. So Jeff
Aye.
and Ed
Aye.
and myself, I, and there's just the three of us. So it is moved to April 1st, 7:15. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Sorry we short somebody, but I knew Ed would be here.
It happens. It's life, It's just
Yeah, I
life.
know,
I mean,
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right,
Just
well,
move along.
we'll move along.
All right,
And
gang.
maybe
Have
I'll
a
set
great
you
night.
free so you can go get your kids.
All right, thanks.
There you go. Good night, guys. Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Okay, good night.